So I'm getting into Amazon FBA because I ran out of room in my eBay store. You saw my basement is completely full. I can't possibly stock any more shit down there. So I want to try to use Amazon's FBA, right? If I can sell a lot more stuff, ship it right to an Amazon warehouse, and sell more stuff without having to stock more stuff in my basement, see how that goes. So the first thing I did was get an LLC. I'm in New York State. It's really easy to do. NY.gov has like a wizard that'll walk you through it. Second thing I did was get a wholesaler's license, is what they call it in some states. In New York, they call it a certificate of authority to collect sales tax on behalf of New York State. So basically, you can buy stuff from a wholesaler and then not pay sales tax, and then you collect it from the seller and then forward that on to New York State afterwards. So the fees are a lot higher with Amazon, but that's because they do more, right? They stock your stuff. There's extra services that they can add in there, such as labeling and bagging up your stuff for you. They have different distribution centers, right? So if you have a large quantity, they're going to want you to send boxes of stuff to their different distribution centers. They're not just going to do that for you. Well, they will, but they'll charge a lot. So, if you've got 100 of something, they might want you to send 25 here, 25 here, 25 here, 25 there. So that's something you got to do. No big deal. There's a much bigger learning curve on eBay. I'm sorry, on Amazon than there is on eBay, but that's where 80-90% of the market is. So you gotta figure it out, and it'll be worth it. And get the volume. Major difference between eBay and Amazon is that eBay is just a giant yard sale. If you got 30 people selling the same thing, you're going to have 30 different listings. On Amazon, if you have 30 people selling the same thing, you're going to have one listing, and you never notice to the right of the buy box, they call it, you can see more offers from new and used that have different ship dates and different prices. You have 30 sellers selling the same product, and you can click through there. You have one seller that wins the buy box, right? So, and it depends, right? If the buyer is closer to the distribution center where your stuff is at, then you're going to win the buy box. I tell you right now that Amazon prioritizes shipping speed more than price, right? So if you have your stuff stocked at an Amazon warehouse and customer can get it at Amazon Prime, if it's a little bit more expensive, that seller is going to win the buy box, and the fulfilled by merchant seller who has a lower price is probably going to not win the buy box, even though you can click through there anyway. There's a lot more rules with Amazon. There's a whole dangerous goods category, right? Because, for example, if one of their fulfillment warehouses caught fire, even something like wet wipes might be categorized as dangerous goods, right? Because if it burned, or if the pallet of stock burned and it would release toxic chemicals, that'd be bad for their workers. So they classify a lot of things that way. Another thing is Amazon is actually pretty strict about authorized sellers. And I think everybody who becomes an Amazon seller notices this pretty immediately, is when you want to go source product. I tell you what, everybody who is a successful Amazon seller will tell you they spend probably 90-95% of their time sourcing a profitable product, trying to find a name brand thing at the right price with the right quantity from the right supplier or wholesaler that they can buy it from and then resell it on Amazon. That's where everybody's going to spend the most amount of your time. So if you're into Amazon, that's where you're going to spend most of your time. If you happen to know some distributors, the good tip that everybody says is use Google Maps and look around your area. Find wholesalers and distributors that are going to ship within your state, and go find some places where you can, shake some hands and show up in person. That's your differentiator. The authorized seller thing is also a big deal. So a new seller is going to be gated, which means you're not authorized to sell it, and basically everything. 99% of all the stuff you're going to try to sell on Amazon is going to say gated, and you're not going to be authorized to sell it. So when you pick something you want to sell, finally, you need to go through a process to get yourself ungated. And it's different for everything, but most of the time, you need to submit an invoice to Amazon from an authorized distributor of that brand with a quantity of 10 that has your company name on it with your company address on it. And you have to buy something from an authorized distributor, probably not at a profit, right? They're going to ship it to your business location, and then you can submit that Amazon to get ungated. And only then are you ungated and you can actually start selling that thing. So don't even bother trying to get ungated for every single category out there. You got to pick a niche, you got to specialize. That's the way to do it. The good news is, and this is the reason I did it, is that this model is much more scalable. So you finally do find that distributor, that wholesaler that you finally feel good about working with, and you finally find that product that you're ungated in and that you can sell it. Guess what? Now you just buy that thing at times as many as you can afford, and you just flip that. So you get a few products like that. Guess what? It's pretty passive because now you're not shipping stuff out every time you get that notification from eBay. You got to go pack something up and ship it out. You just get that ding that says Amazon Prime is paying you. It's shipping right out of an Amazon warehouse. So put the work in, find the product, ship it to Amazon, and this model is scalable. So this is what we're doing. Matter of fact, I'm going to show what it's like to bag some stuff up and send it off to an Amazon warehouse. So I use my Amazon seller tools, Seller Amp SAS, to determine that the ASIN, which is a 3-pack of these, is profitable. So I bought all these in bulk, and what you have to do is print out your FN SKU, which is Amazon's barcode that you got to do, and then since it's a 3-pack, you got to put the sold as set sticker on there, and then take this box, ship it to Amazon, and use your thermal printer to put a box label on that. So these and the box label, the Amazon warehouse, they're going to tell you where to ship it to, and that's how you do that. All right, that's how that's done. Pack it all in there, count them up, put the label in the box, ship it to Amazon. All right, we were able to make 61 3-packs ready to go. So my plan is to just be really patient with the product sourcing, getting signed up for the suppliers that has something that you want to sell. You got to invest in the tools because you got to analyze Amazon to see how many are selling per month, how many other sellers are selling it. If you're competing against Amazon or just other third-party sellers, what's the price history of the product? And also you want to use some tools to scan large inventory lists if you're going to be able to download like a CSV file. So you got to buy the tools and you got to have some money to pay for product. But once you land one thing, right, it's just like creating an income producing asset for yourself that you can keep running with. So take your time with those things and they will add up. And that's the plan with FBA. Still doing eBay from the house, but this is my second source of e-commerce that we're running with for now.